What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Realms of Metal. Eddie here, back with you from my happy place, my metal room here in the woods in PA. It's Sunday, man. We're chilling out. We're listening to records. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. And here's everything that I picked up in November as far as new releases, reissues, represses, other oddballs I grabbed. All on vinyl. So let's check them out. See what we got. We've got first up Toxic Holocaust, Evil Never Dies. This was their first full length. Originally, it came out on Witch's Brew in 2003. Of course, Toxic Holocaust from Portland, Oregon. Joel Grind. He did all the instruments on this record as well as the vocals. And this is a great one, man. So this is the reissue that just came out on Tank Crimes. It's the 20-year anniversary pressing. So I actually pre-ordered it from Tank Crimes. I just got it the other day. Radiation Splatter, 500 copies. Jeez. Evil Never Dies. War as Hell is so good. Enemy of Jesus, so good. Man, this is a great raw as fuck, speed, thrash, black, whatever you want to call it, record, so love Toxic Holocaust. Saw them live a few times now, and they always bring it, man. Really good stuff. Let's take a look at the vinyl. Radiation Splatter. Fuck yeah. Highly recommend picking that up. The vinyl sounds great, man. So Toxic Holocaust. Evil Never Dies. Here's a new release. We reviewed it here on the channel. Check out that review. This is the new Sadus record, The Shadow Inside. Just released on Nuclear Blast. It's their 6th full length. If you're not familiar, Sadus is a thrash band from Antioch, California. This is their first record in 17 years. And, check out the review we did. I'm still listening to the record. I like it a lot. And this is listed as red and silver swirl with black splatter. I think I opened it on the review as well, but I'll just give you a glimpse of it again. Pretty hot. Sadist, Shadow Inside. All right, I got 3 from Danzig here. If you watch the channel, you know that I'm kind of back into Danzig again. For a while there, I wasn't. Actually, for years, I wasn't into Danzig, and I finally got back on the Danzig train. I was really only listening to like the first, 4 Danzig records, and Danzig 5 like threw me off completely, and I was just kind of like, mum on Danzig for a while. But I've checked out the later stuff, and I'm back on the Danzig train. So I've been trying to collect, the Danzigs on vinyl. Like I have all the old ones on CD. So I grabbed Danzig 3. Obviously, they're his 3rd full length from Danzig. Originally 1992 on Deaf American. This was a monster of a record, man. I saw him on this tour open for Metallica. Videos for Dirty Black Summer, How the Gods Kill, and Bodies. Like, this record is a masterpiece, in my opinion. It was the one Danzig record that I sought out. I've been looking for it for a while, but I finally found it at a decent price. And this is the Plan 9 double gatefold vinyl version. So it's black vinyl. There's 2 vinyls in here. I'm not going to take it out, but if there was ever a Danzig album that you should start the collection with, I mean, you really can't go wrong with the first 3, but I mean, Danzig 3 is my favorite. So, I mean, I love this record to death. So check it out. All right. How about Danzig's 6th full length, 666, Satan's Child? The original came out in 1999 on Imagine Records. Music video for Five Finger Crawl. This is the reissue on Cleopatra / Evil Live, 180 gram black. So good, solid record. I'm digging it a lot. Now, these later Danzigs, to me, don't really compare to the early stuff, but they're good. I'm enjoying them. Danzig's that has that voice where, I put him on and I just, it's like a familiar face, having Danzig, in the background. And I love Danzig's vocals and his vocal style. And Five Finger Crawl, good. Belly of the Beast, Lilin, really good. 13 is on this record. So Danzig, 666, Satan's Child. And last but not least, on the Danzig vinyls, we got Circle of Snakes. This was his 8th full length. The original came out in 2004 on Evil Live. Now I think the big box stores refused to carry it because of the album cover, the Medusa cover. You can see, what's going on down there. Really, without even looking at it, really like studying it hard, you don't even really notice it, to be honest with you. But again, this was Tommy Victor from Prong. This was his first record with Danzig, and he's still with Danzig to this day. This is the reissue on Cleopatra/Evil Live, and it's a gatefold black. So I believe they're black. Danzig, Circle of Snakes. Skin Carver. Thousand Devils Reign is really good. When We Were Dead, Night Beside My Darkness. Solid record. Again, doesn't compare to the early stuff for me, but I'm enjoying these later Danzig records. So. Let's go to Switzerland. Sam Isles Passage. This was their 4th full length on Century Media. Now, if you're not familiar with with Sam Isle, they're like black metal kind of in the beginning, and then like they went to this like industrial sort of electronic metal. And this was the record that came out after Ceremony of Opposites. We talked about that record here on the channel. It's such a phenomenal record. I think it's one of the best, heavy metal records, black metal, death metal, whatever you want to call it, ever. Like, it's that good. And this was the record that came after Ceremony of Opposites. And you can kind of see where Sam Isle was going with this one. Not like an industrial record, but you could tell by the way the songs are written and how they sound like they were heading in that direction. And I like this one a lot, honestly. This has one of the best Sam Isle songs ever, which is Moonskin. Like, Moonskin is so good. Like, if you're not familiar, go on YouTube, put Sam Isle Moonskin. You're going to be blown away by that track. It's just so good. They did a video for Jupiterian Vibe on this one. But, it's a solid record. I like it. Doesn't compare to Ceremony Opposites, but not many records do, in all honesty. So, this is listed as silver with cyan blue splatter. This is their reissue on Floga Records. It's a gatefold, 300 copies. So let's check out the vinyl. Silver with cyan blue splatter. There it is. Good record, it really is. Ooh, man, let's talk some rock and roll. Dangerous Toys. The artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys. This was their 4th and final full length. The original came out in 1995 on DMZ Records. This is the reissue on Cleopatra/Deadline Music. It's got 2 additional tracks on it, and it's a pink vinyl limited to 1,000. If you're not familiar with Dangerous Toys, they're like a rock band, hard rock band from Austin, Texas. I love the first 2 Dangerous Toys records, the self-titled and Hellacious Acres, a lot. And the second 2, the third one was called Piss, and then you have this one. I don't love those 2. They got some good tracks here or there, but I'm a big fan of Dangerous Toys. I'm a big fan of Jason McMaster, and I've been following him. He's in a bunch of other bands too, much heavier bands than Dangerous Toys ever was. I wish that Dangerous Toys had continued what they were doing with the first 2 records, but I'm a fan nonetheless. It's a band that's near and dear to my heart, a band I latched onto as a kid, and have always loved, even to this day, So now the cover art on this is like a spoof of Prince's 1988 album Love Sexy. So you can see the clown on there in that pose. If you Google Prince's album Love Sexy, you'll get it. So let's check out the vinyl. Pink vinyl limited to 1,000. There it is, pretty hot. Dangerous Toys. I can't wait for them to reissue those first two on vinyl. The Dangerous Toys self-titled and Hellacious Acres. I mean, Jesus Christ. Reissue the fucking things. Somebody, please. All right. Let's talk some death metal. We reviewed it here on the channel. Here's the new Suffocation, Hymns from the Apocrypha. It's their 9th full length. Came out just like 3 weeks ago or a month ago on Nuclear Blast. We reviewed it here on the channel. I love the record. Gave it an 8.5 out of 10. And go out and pick this thing up, man. This was their 9th full length, of course. Suffocation from Long Island, New York. So this is listed at brown with white splatter, 3,300 copies. So there it is. Pretty hot. Great record. Great record. All right, here's an oddball. Here's a band I discovered. They're called Buried God. The name of the record is Dark Revelation. This is their first and only full length. They were a thrash band from Germany. They're not together anymore. This came out in 2003 on Merciless Records, which is a German label. It's the only ever pressing of this record. It's standard black, but like it's thrash to another level. It's not like Bay Area stuff. It's going to be like the Dark Angels and the Demolition Hammers and the Morbid Saints. That type of thrash. Really good, heavy as fuck, great vocals. I picked this up from Dark Horizon. Check out Dark Horizon's store. He's got a great selection in there. Very fairly priced stuff. You can't beat it. So, Buried God from Germany. Check them out. Let's go to Inquisition, Incense of Rest. This is their second EP. This came out in 1996. The first EP was called Anxious Death in 1990. It came out on Defiled Records on CD only. And you had, Dagon on all instruments on this one, guitar, bass, and vocals. And this is the reissue from Inferno Profundus Records from Lithuania. 200 copies made, 180 gram black, 350 gram jacket with matte finish and red hot foil text, if you can see that. So you can kind of see it shiny, right? I'm a big Inquisition fan. One of my favorite black metal bands. We just did a video on Immortal on the channel. Check out that video. But here's Inquisition. I have all of Inquisition's stuff on vinyl. I'm a huge fan. And you can't go wrong. I just love the whole vibe of Inquisition. Just if you're not familiar, check them out. Motherfucking Inquisition. Let's go back to Germany. Here's a band called Witchburner. It's called Witchcrafts from the Past. This is a 23 kind of compilation vinyl of all their EPs that they put out. Unreleased tracks, alternate tracks. Again, they're thrash from Germany. Really good. I've slept on this band for a while. Like I've heard Witchburner stuff here or there, but like picking up this vinyl and then going back into the back catalog, they're such a killer band, man. Witchburner. Now this was on Diabolic Might Records, another German label, and limited edition green vinyl, 500 copies. This record will thrash your face off, man. It's so good. sort of translucent, but you can't. I don't know if you can see that. So, Witchburner. Let's stay in Germany. We got the first Paradox record, Product of Imagination. I have the CD. Look, I was looking for the vinyl at a decent price. I finally found it. This was Paradox's first record from 1987. The original was on Roadrunner. And this is a reissue on Diabolic Might Records, black vinyl, 500 copies. So really good, really underrated band, Paradox is. So if you're not familiar, check them out. You won't be disappointed. Like, they're killer songwriters. So the production on them is fucking awesome. So underrated band. Don't sleep on Paradox. Check them out. You're gonna dig them a lot. Let's do more thrash from Germany. How about Disaster Stormbringer EP? This was their first EP. If you're not familiar, they're kind of black thrash from Germany. This came out, it was their first EP. They had a full length before this. The first full length was called A Touch of Medieval Darkness. So this was like the second release, but it was an EP, 1997. Originally on Merciless Records. And this is the reissue on Merciless Records. It's a double final gatefold. Really well done. It's got extra tracks on it. The original EP had Tormentor, which was a Creator cover. And then on this one, you had Countess Bathory on this one, Venom cover. Dead City, Violent Force cover. So, really good. Check out Disaster, man. You won't be disappointed. They're killer band. Alrighty, I wore the Spawn shirt for a reason. Iced Earth, The Dark Saga. This was their fourth full length. Iced Earth are from Tampa, Florida. They're kind of a mix of straightforward heavy metal, a little bit of power metal, a little bit of thrash metal here or there. The original came out in 1996 on Century Media, and this is the reissue on Flogo Records. They're calling it Red Beer, limited to 600 copies. So this is one I've been eyeing for a while. I'm a huge Spawn fan, number one, and just a great record. I think it's probably my favorite Iced Earth record. So now it's a concept album based on the character Spawn by Todd McFarlane. They reached out to him. He did the cover art for this. So Todd McFarlane did the cover art for this record. And fucking amazing. You can't beat it, man. Matt Barlow. Love Matt Barlow. I got to see Iced Earth one time on the horror show tour. They actually opened up for Megadeth in a club. It was like Megadeth was doing like The World Needs a Hero. Like, it was his comeback from his injury that he had when he wasn't sure if he was going to play guitar anymore. And Megadeth are playing clubs. We got to see him in a club, and fucking Iced Earth opened up for Megadeth, man. So killer to see Megadeth in a club after all those years, And that was like early 2000s, I think, maybe 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. But, I've always loved this record. So here's what the vinyl looks like. Red Beer. Pretty hot. And last but not least, you guys know I dabble in a little bit of hip hop here or there. And I've got the new Ice Tea triple vinyl, The Legend of Ice Tea Crime Stories. This was a compilation record spanning his whole career pretty much, with a bunch of new unreleased stuff on it. So I'm a big Ice Tea fan. I'm a big Body Count fan. Actually, I didn't become an Ice Tea fan until I heard Body Count, like back in the early 90s when that first Body Count record came out. Like, I was hooked right away. And that like prompted me to go into Ice T's hip hop stuff. Now, I liked a little bit of hip hop back then too. Not a lot, but it prompted me to at least go check out Ice T's hip hop stuff. And like, guy's just, amazing as fuck, super talented songwriter, musician, performer, entertainer. Like, I don't know how you can not be an Ice Tea fan, you know. So this is on Rhyme Syndicate Productions. It's a triple vinyl, clear with a red splatter. I'm not gonna take them out, but these vinyls sound great, nice and crisp. There's no cracking or popping. So if you're a hip hop fan, you know, check out this Ice Tea compilation. You're not going to be disappointed. Just loving this one a lot, man. So that's all I got. Now, I picked up a few other things, but I did unboxings for those. I picked up that Motley Crue box set, the Crucial Crew. It was a 5 LP box set. Check out the video I did for that. I've been listening to Motley Crue a lot lately. My daughter has been listening to Motley Crue a lot lately too. We went to go see a Motley Crue cover band called Red Hot. It was an all-girl Motley Crue cover band, and we had a blast that night. It was really like her first time seeing a live rock band, you know, and I wanted to take her to that because I wanted to see her, like, girls up there rocking out, you know, so she could, you know, who knows, you know, you never know. I wanted her to see that though, you know, and they fucking killed it. They were really good. So Motley Crue Crucial Crew box set I picked up. Picked up the second wave of Hypocrisy reissues on Nuclear Blast. I did an unboxing of those as well. Final Chapter, self-titled Hypocrisy record, and Into the Abyss. And incidentally, I just did a Legend series. I have a Legend series on the channel where I talk about certain bands, and I did one on Hypocrisy. So check that out as well. I picked up the third wave of Dismember reissues, which is Where Iron Crosses Grow, The God That Never Was, and the self-titled Dismember. Check those out. And that's pretty much all I got for November. So there it is. Any comments, leave them below. What did you pick up in November? You know, what's gracing your ears? You know, thank you to everybody out there who's, you know, watching the videos, commenting, liking, subscribing. Incidentally, we're doing a t-shirt giveaway. So there's a video on that. Go to that t-shirt giveaway video, you know, put in the comments, you know, either your favorite band or your favorite record, where you're from, and your shirt size. And we're going to pick one next Sunday and send somebody a free t-shirt. Check that out. And, you know, we're also on Instagram and Facebook. You know, I'll link it below. You can check us out there as well. So that said, that's all I got for November. Thanks for hanging with me on the Realms of Metal. I appreciate you guys very much. Have a good one.